Spanish 5 students had the opportunity this year to come to Haverhill to volunteer to teach Spanish to the second grade classroom. So,
Great! I don't like your grade. Uvas.
They've been coming over once a month since September and to spend about 25 minutes working with the students to teach them some basic Spanish. And it's been really great to see them using the Spanish they've been learning since they were in 7th grade.
This idea started because I originally taught overseas for 3 years in international schools, and when I came back to the States to teach, I realized that there was a big difference between my students in the international schools and my students here, just in terms of their exposure to other people and other cultures and understanding that there are other people and other cultures. And so I really thought that adding a language was one of the easier ways to kind of start bringing culture in.
They teach us Spanish, and we always get to do a fun game at the end. I think learning Spanish is really exciting. We've learned the numbers, we've learned shapes, we've learned food, and we've learned clothes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
They decided to get together to plan how they were going to teach these lessons to the second grade classroom. So they got their laptops out, they created a Google Doc, they started putting links into the Google Doc for the Kahoot games that they were making, for the presentations they were going to use with the images they were going to use to teach the students. They've done it all on their own, and it's just really encouraging to see how excited they are to come over here and use these skills they've learned and pass them on to the second grade students.
I signed up for it because I want to become a teacher, so I'm also a part of the Homestead program, Future Teachers, but I also want to minor in Spanish, so like doing this is just like the best of both worlds. Like I get to teach elementary school age children as well as like get that Spanish involved in there.
I don't want to become a teacher, but I'm passionate about Spanish, and like I really liked the idea of working with kids in a classroom while also, using Spanish in class. It just sounded really nice.
Yeah, I think it's like a great experience for me because I'm able to like volunteer with kids, and I have a passion for like being around kids, and although I don't want to go into teaching, it's like a great opportunity to get to be around them and teach them something like Spanish, which I love and enjoy learning for myself.
I agree. Like I don't know if I want to teach like the older grades or the younger grades, so for me this is kind of like a nice like volunteer opportunity just to like check it out.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird the first time, just like walking up in front of a class, because I hadn't really been doing that unless it's like for a class presentation, but actually speaking to the kids, and not only that, but you're teaching them. So at the first time I was kind of weirded out a little bit, but then the second time I was like, it felt like I was in my element, just like kind of like talking to everyone, and then like obviously seeing all the kids' excitement whenever like you just like they know a word and they just scream it at you. It was pretty great.
I'm most excited about this program because it's really building relationships within our school district. We don't have a ton of opportunity for students from the different buildings to really collaborate and work with one another. And so my students are now seeing what it's going to be for them when they are seniors in high school 10 years from now. So they're getting that example and that look into what their future is going to be. If they go to Homestead, maybe in 10 years, they get to then come back and teach a Spanish class. So getting that excitement for what high school is going to be like, and knowing that they have someone that's rooting for them, that's another student within Southwest, as opposed to just all the teachers and adults that they're always working with.
Yeah, and I feel like when we're up there, it just like develops this passion in them, because they're like their eyes just light up when they understand something. That's like my favorite part. It's so cool. And like when we're all walking in, and they give us hugs when we leave. It's just a really cool like relationship, because we're not necessarily like professional teachers, we're just high school students, so that relationship is a little different between us and them. So it's just really great that we can make them love learning. That's just so cool.
Yeah.
My only hope with this is that they learn to love a language, and it doesn't matter if it's Spanish, French, Catalan, Swahili, Arabic. Just go out and learn a language, because we're so confined in this small bubble that we call the United States, where we only speak English, and the world is so much bigger than that. And Spanish has taught me to love to try and connect with other people and speak to them and try and view their culture from an insider, not an outsider.
I mean, this really, when you think about it, this really isn't so much about teaching Spanish to the kids. It's just getting that seed to make them passionate about learning a different language or branching out in life.